Hello again, everyone. Hope you are well on this Sunday afternoon. I believe that we are at the point of no return. I believe that we are on a precipice of all hell breaking loose with regard to inside this country, in the United States, the different ideologies, as seen especially the last few days, well, more than that, what we're seeing in Portland, not just there. We've seen it in Houston. We're seeing it near Chicago yesterday between ICE agents, federal forces, and the forces of the left. Yesterday, we had a situation where, again, shots were fired at ICE. This time, they returned fire. That's different. So it just keeps escalating daily, y'all, daily. So gonna keep an eye on this, but I believe we're past. I believe we're past the point of any return. I believe we're past the point of having conversations, debate. That was also loud and clear a few weeks ago, with the assassination of Mr. Kirk. Before I go any further, I have a terrific passage I'm going to share with you towards the end of this video. Stay tuned for that. I believe things are about to turn very ugly, like we haven't seen before. The escalation just keeps going up every day. The left gets more brazen with their attacks. Yesterday, again, it's not the first time they've used firearms. It's not just pepper spray, it's firearms. And at some point, you got to return fire, right? I mean, I don't know how much these guys get paid, these ICE agents. I mean, I know they're uniformed up. So is the left, the forces of the left. They're suited up too, have you noticed? But if somebody's pointing a gun at you, and it ain't the first time it's happened, what are you gonna do? I mean, I think they've showed remarkable restraint so far, more than I could. But yesterday, they did return fire. Now, yesterday, near Chicago, at an ICE facility. Well, actually, they were in a suburb, it sounds like, of Chicago, doing their job, trying to detain somebody who's here illegally. Enforce the law, right? Well, they were ambushed. 10 cars, y'all. 10 cars blocked them, ambushed them, surrounded them, blocked them in. So they had to get out of their vehicles. So now they're very vulnerable. They took fire. They returned fire. From reports, no ICE agents were injured. There was a woman driving a car where the weapon was being fired. She was struck, but it sounds like she survived. I wish no harm on either side. I really don't. I wish no harm on any human. Okay. But these guys are gonna have to practice self-defense, right? And I've been saying for a long time, it's not the first time I've said this, that when they're out doing this, they need support. I mean, a drone, I don't know, other federal forces, I don't know, they need to be supported. Because one day we're gonna have a real mess, and it's coming, to where you do have them harmed. Worst case scenario. And then you have a war. I think you have it already. We've just had skirmishes right now. We're on the precipice of this becoming full blown. And I believe it's going to happen. I really do. Neither side is going to stop. Right? Now, forces, I call it the forces of the left, because these aren't just random people showing up protesting from local, there are local people joining in the fray, yeah. But the forces are, I think they're very well organized. This had to be planned, right? And know they were coming. To use 10 cars to block them in and ambush them. They're very well funded. They're very well organized. A lot of planning. They're paid. They're equipped. And they're trained well. I don't know about well, but they're trained. All right. And I believe they want nothing more for this than just to blow up too, you know, into something really bad and big. But this happened yesterday. This was planned, and this has gone. People are saying, well, it's about to go kinetic. It's already gone kinetic. I mean, not fire at will kind of kinetic, but I believe that's next, right? And this just keeps going and escalating and back and forth. It's spiraling out of control. I've watched some video from Portland. I've watched some video from near Chicago with these things at the ice facilities. Y'all, that's some damn that's some chaos there. And the Portland ones, that's another level of mental instability right there, y'all. I don't even know how to describe that. Other than just mentally unstable. And they're using rubber bullets and pepper spray and all that kind of stuff. But I don't know, y'all. That's spiraling too. And this is, you know, when this does blow out, okay, I'll just say blow out and get full kinetic, full on. This is not going to just be in the big cities, y'all. What's next? Where's the next one? What we saw yesterday is going to escalate, and where's it going to be next? Houston, Atlanta, New York, who knows? And it won't be just big cities. It could be smaller towns. It could be just very random, based on how you look or what you're dressed, what hat you may have on, or what event you're at. It's being hammered into their heads on the far left that they have to do something extreme. And they're so easily brainwashed that they are acting out. And they will continue, and this will escalate further. And when it does, you need to be ready to defend yourself. Defensive. Pinball Preparedness had a video on this morning too. Very good video talking about it as well. I'm also weighing in on it and talk about a couple of different things, different angles about it. But, and I planned on talking about this today anyway. Observing what I was doing, some watching all this stuff yesterday and last night. But you need to have protection ready. We need to be defensive, not offensive. Don't go looking for trouble. Don't go out there counter protest. You know, some people do that, but I would not go out to these places and try to cause trouble, counter protest, and all that kind of stuff, because this is beyond protesting. These are riots, and it's gone kinetic already. We have a very real possibility this gets way out of hand and extremely ugly. Full on, y'all. Both sides are ready for it. It's happening. What do? Like I just said, I wouldn't go looking for trouble. This is very volatile. Have a defensive posture. When you go out, have something. We've upped here on Miss Dog and I. We have protection ready. It's within reach at all times. I guarantee you. Not looking for trouble. Don't want it. But if it comes in front of you, what are you going to do? You're going to defend yourself. You should. I know we are. And I'm not talking about just warnings. You can warn, but you got to make a judgment. I mean, if something's pointed at you, they have the intent to use it, right? I would avoid the hot spots like these big, these places, these events are going on, are taking place. I think it only takes one spark for this to get more widespread. Now we're seeing it in places like the Chicago suburb, Portland, New York, Houston. But like I said, this is being supported from a high level, and it only takes another spark or two for this to go full blown, and it can happen anywhere. Okay, you can call it what have you. You want to call it a civil war? Call it that. I think we're already in it. It's already started. You're just seeing the skirmishes and the scouting and the testing of one another. In my opinion. Now, at what point does if this goes fully out of control, and if you're an ICE agent and you were in the middle of this yesterday, at what point do you have to bring in some other forces to help and support? Can it just be done with National Guard? I don't know. I mean, the governor has to be in on that. And when you're talking about these blue states, what do? If it's a total out of control situation, and you could call it a rebellion or whatever, what have you, there's, when do you bring in federal, would you? If you're president, what do? I don't know. I don't want to see active military on our streets. I don't want to see that. Then again, you don't want to have a situation. On the other hand, I'm just giving trying to have a balance here. I don't want a situation to where you have whole sections of a town or a city that are being controlled to where you can't go into, or you can't actually go in and enforce the law because you're going to get fired upon. Can't allow that either. So what do? I'm not sure what the answer is. I really don't. I'm just saying this is escalating to a point to where we really need to be watchful, extra watchful. Just be ready. Be ready. A lot of people think there's no way this could spread out in a wide scale, but I believe it has the potential to. Because people are so emotional and following this on both sides, and I tell you, people are so mad and stressed out to the max. It wouldn't take much. I mentioned this before, I was watching a video recently now, I don't know I can't remember what channel it was, honestly, interviewing, and I forget the general. It was a general, he's a retired general from the Army. He's either Army or Marines. And they asked him point blank, I said, is it possible the United States is going to have a civil war? And this was not long ago. It was last month or so. And he said, absolutely, yes, it can happen. It is likely. He wasn't saying for sure it's going to happen, but he said, yes, it can happen. He says, we are not immune to this. Now, this guy had many tours. He'd been all over the world, different conflicts. He said, just from experience, from history, yes, it can happen here. And it wouldn't take much. And what he said that really struck me, he said, is it only takes a very small percentage of the population to start this. And especially a force where they have been told over and over and over again they've got to do something drastic about their situation that they feel strongly about, and they actually go to action. We've had action. We saw it yesterday. He said, but what happens then is you got people on the other side of this who are reacting emotionally as well, and they take action to counter that. And then you got people on the periphery that are like, don't want to get involved in it. Most of the people, right? But it starts to spiral, and then you've got a situation to where, hey, you just harmed my friend or my brother or somebody that I really felt strongly about. And they jump in. And then it just spirals and it spirals. The way he did, I can't describe it as well as he did, but the way he described it, it chilled me a little bit. It gave me a chill, like, man, we are right there. So, and I'm not trying to be fear. I'm not trying to stoke fear. I promise. My main thing is just to be ready. Pray, keep in prayer that it doesn't get fully out of control. I believe we're pretty much there, personally. I really do. I really do. What can we, like I said, what can we do about it? You know, be ready. Like I said, be ready, have a plan to be able to react, to defend yourself, your family. Defensive, not offensive. We can pray. We pray for this country, pray for these people, y'all. I think they're mentally disturbed. I think it goes into a spiritual realm too, where they are so deluded, y'all, that they're blinded in a way. I really do. Share your thoughts. I think that's the main points I wanted to get across, but I think we're at that boiling point, and I think this could happen. This could get to that point where very quickly, to where it spirals out of control, and it'll surprise people. It really will. Most people I hear aren't even paying attention much to this, maybe on a surface level. All right, I'm going to 2 Chronicles. 2 Chronicles chapter 7. Verse 14, zeroing in on that. I'm going to start with 13. I have heard your prayers and have chosen this place for myself as a temple for sacrifices. When I shut up the heavens so that there is no rain, or command locusts to devour the land, or send a plague among my people, if my people who are called by my name will humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then will I hear from heaven and will forgive their sin and will heal their land. Amen. I say it every time almost. Well, I say it every video. You know, spiritual prep is number one, and we are in a battle unlike probably anything we've seen in our lifetimes. So let's keep in prayer. Be ready. Have your tools ready. Do they need to be cleaned? Do you need more accessories for them, if you know what I mean? You might want to look into that and be ready. Practice. I know I need to. I need to do that more as well. But let's be alert. Let's just be alert. Be safe. Stay close to Jesus. God bless you. I'll see you soon.